Now, Mike, when they did Scrimshander in the old days, how would they cut into the bone?
I don't think they had X-Acto knives in the old days. They would take a sailor's needle, an awl, and sharpen it the best they could. And
oh, okay.
I use the X-Acto knife because I'm able to get such a nice straight line from it. A Scrimshander is someone who engages in the art of scrimshaw, which is basically the carving or engraving of whale's teeth or ivory or bone, whale bone. This being a whale's tooth, it's what I do. I'm a Scrimshander. I carve whale's teeth. I'm just inking where I just engraved. I'm trying to selectively to put the color in, not to get it in any of the other areas.
How did you learn how to do this?
I started as a kid back in the 60s, 1968.
You remember, like, the exact time that you started doing it?
Yeah, it was Lyndon Johnson was president. Richard Nixon was running for office. I remember it well. I was in 8th grade. My parents rented a house here for a month. And back then you could buy whale's teeth by the barrel. They were at the 7 Seas and the 4 Winds. They had barrels of whale's teeth available. So
no
you could
way!
Go in and get a tooth about this size for $1.
Where did those teeth come from?
They were teeth. They had barrels of them. I think they bought them originally from Norway or Iceland back in the 50s or 60s and brought them in. And they sold them, and everyone my age learned how to do scrimshaw. You know, there were scrimshaw kits that you could buy. I sell kits here at my shop, but not with whale's teeth.
So a lot of kids back then would pick this up and play with it.
Pretty much anyone who was here
now
bought a whale's tooth.
There wasn't a Scrimshander guy here back then?
Oh, there were a lot of them.
Yeah. And the more you worked at it, did you ever reach out to any of those guys?
I used to watch Robert Spring when I was first starting out. He was down at the 4 Winds Craft Guild. And I'd hang out and watch him. And that's why I use the X-Acto knife. That was one thing I picked up from Bob, and oil paint. Those are the things that he used. Okay. Although he used the blade differently. He used a different type of blade, and he would cut it from behind. He had his own way of doing it. He used the blade backwards. Anyone could do scrimshaw. I mean, you don't have to be an artist, but if you're going to be good at it, it helps to be an artist. Back when I was a kid, everyone tried it. Not everyone did a very good job at it. If they couldn't draw, if you can't draw, then the scrimshaw is going to look primitive. So you have to have a little bit of artistic ability, and then you can take it from there. But as a kid, my brother and I, we both learned together. My brother Larry, who's an accomplished Scrimshander, and he used to do it. He, like myself, he was in a shop on Center Street many years ago.
He was with you?
No, he was down the street. He was at the 7 Seas, and I was right here at 38 Center.
Oh my gosh! Both brothers became Scrimshanders. What did your parents think of that?
They thought we would compete too much, but they were worried that we wouldn't stay friends, but we always did. So
did he? But you said he's not doing it anymore.
No, he's doing other art forms. He teaches at a college in Florida, so he's a painter and a printmaker, and he drifted away from scrimshaw about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Simply because he's in Florida. He didn't want to have to deal with it.
What is it that makes scrimshaw so desirable for the person that wants it, the collector even?
Well, they collect the whale's teeth. And the bigger the tooth, the more it's worth.
I see.
And
you mean the tooth itself?
The tooth itself has got, that's half the value, is the material. So if you get a great big tooth that's rare in itself, it's worth quite a bit. But you got to be able to tell the fake from the real. Because the fake tooth does not, I mean, I could tell from across the room, but most people have a fake tooth. They bring it in, and you know, before they even get it out of the bag, I'm telling them it's fake, and they don't understand how I know, but it reflects light differently. It's just a different look. It's cooler to the, you know, real ivory is cool to the touch, and I don't know, you just got to be around it every day like I am to be able to tell the difference. But you develop an eye.
Now, with all this talk about ivory,
I don't use much elephant ivory, first of all. So that's what the new restrictions or proposed laws are all about, is to save the elephant. So
sure.
I avoid that and use fossil ivory and whale's teeth. And the whale's teeth are pieces that I've bought from Nantucketers over the last 40 years. And I've got a supply. People would bring a tooth one by one to me. You know, tooth that they picked out of the barrel back in the 60s. And,
ooh, what's that sound?
that's my front doorbell.
Does that mean you have a customer?
That means someone just walked in the door, yep.
Well, let's go see who it is.